Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of Phase 4 of Guide to the MCU. So excited to finish Phase 4. We began it in our last part, and now it's on to the 2022 releases. So we had 8 releases in 2022. We had 2 specials, 3 movies, and 3 shows. So without any further ado, let's get back into the guide to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Dance off, bro!
Wakanda forever!
I have the high ground!
39 days, 20 people, 1 survive!
On the Tribe of Nerds.
With 9 projects already done for Phase 4, Marvel didn't slow down the very next year. And this might be where it really hurt them. But let's begin with a show where the main actor, at least, gave a really fantastic performance. Moon Knight, I'm very conflicted with because Oscar Isaac is just fantastic. I've liked Oscar Isaac since he was Poe Dameron in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, even though Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker really didn't do Oscar Isaac any justice, and he got done dirty as Apocalypse in the Fox X-Men universe, but as Moon Knight here, he is just fantastic. I just have issues with like the storytelling in Moon Knight, and like I have no problem with the weird. The weird can be really fun. It's just like the fact that I feel like they missed so many good storytelling opportunities, and apparently think it was the directors or the head writer that apparently stated, might have been a little earlier this year, that they skipped over, like they got rid of action scenes, or they didn't want action scenes if they could help it in Moon Knight because they hate action. This is a superhero franchise, and you have an opportunity for a very brutal character, uh, f- from what it appears, to actually be shown doing this stuff, and you shy away from that. Um, it just, I don't know, like, I feel like going back and showing the carnage happening, and if we got to see Jake do this at the very end, like, maybe we didn't necessarily need it to be a post-credit scene. Um, Ethan Hawke as Arthur Harrow, I think Ethan Hawke gives a really good performance. It's just like the character pretty much falls flat by the end of it, even though there was intrigue there. And just like Amit, the crocodile goddess, battling against Khonshu and having this giant kaiju battle in Egypt just was way too over the top by the end of that. Um, as I just mentioned, the Jake Lockley post-credit scene,
Can't you? You can't hurt us.
Yeah. You want to know something? Mark Spector truly believed that after he and I parted ways, I wanted his wife to be my avatar. Why would I ever need anybody else when he has no idea how troubled he truly is? Meet my friend, Jake Lockley.
I'm just half alive in my struggle to survive without you.
Hoy te toca perder.
Wait.
It's a good scene. It's just the fact that I feel like that should have been in the show, maybe to some degree, and like not in a post-credit format, and just like shown us the carnage along the way. I think that just would have been spectacular. If they do a Moon Knight season 2, I think Moon Knight, if this is something that will be a first season, I think it could go up. But it just kind of has gone down because of the comments about the action, and I'm gonna have to give Moon Knight a C. Um,
Not a great plan.
I, I had it at B before, but like I just I have to be honest with myself as well. And yeah, some people are definitely gonna find this too low. I know I'm in the minority amongst my friends here, but I just couldn't get behind everything they went for with Moon Knight. Some things I liked though, but it just not a great plan. I don't think completely, but I do like the character, and I do want to see Mark, Steven, and Jake moving forward. It's just, can they be done more justice moving forward with a better story? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So, I was very high on this movie when it came out originally. I think I did a tier list ranking, and I had this at like top 5 or something, and that was way too high. But I was just very impressed with Sam Raimi's directing. The writing is very much messy, as is common with this phase. But Elizabeth Olsen is great. Benedict Cumberbatch. I know the story kind of goes more towards Wanda, but I feel like Doctor Strange gets some amazing things to do. Obviously, like the musical notes battle versus his more sinister self, and the obviously the zombified undead corpse of himself. Just like, wow, that's such awesome Sam Raimi stuff. Like, and all the transitions and stuff. All that stuff is the great things, and I actually do like the Illuminati sequence. We of course got to see Black Bolt. We got John Krasinski as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Um, you get a variant of Captain Carter. Like, there's some cool stuff in here. More Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. Like, that's cool, and Wanda wreaking havoc and killing them all. Like, that's cool. That's what I wanted to see in Moon Knight. I wanted to see the carnage be done. Like, don't shy away from that. And they didn't here. But again, the writing isn't exactly the greatest, and this movie underwent like 33 rewrites or something like that, apparently, according to Xochitl Gomez, who played America Chavez, and she's fine in this movie. Um, like, she was gonna be in Spider-Man No Way Home, as I said in the last part, but they removed her from that, and so and just made her debut here. Um, but just like there's just some cool stuff in here. I think they um could have definitely written it better in some places. But it's a fun, messy film. The post-credit scenes, you get Charlize Theron as Clea, and you set up that Doctor Strange 3 potentially.
Strange?
Can I help you?
You caused an incursion, and we're gonna fix it. Unless you're afraid.
Not in the least.
For the Dark Dimension and return to Dormammu, which could be fun, and that these incursions are happening, and of course you get Bruce Campbell, Pizza Papa.
It's over!
That was funny. I don't care. It's one of the best gags in the MCU for sure for me, but I'm gonna give Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness a B.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Yeah, I recognize the mess. I still think it's fun, but I can't put it higher than a B in this case going through it. Miss Marvel. Iman Vellani is great in the role. I think that's been confirmed through just now rewatching the Marvels for the second time. And just like in her show, she's great. I think the visual style in episodes 1, 2, and the finale are great, but they do away with it in 3, 4, and 5 for this other side plot with the clandestines and discovering her heritage, which is like cool to see like her family and stuff. And I think the cons are great. Kamala's family is fantastic, actually, I think. But like I don't need to see like I don't need to take time away to, go deep for half of an episode into the partition. I mean, like, it's a cool history lesson. I get it. But like I don't know, maybe this could have been a season 2 of Miss Marvel. I don't know that this needed to be within season 1. In my opinion, I think that's the problem. It cut off the flow of the first 2 episodes, and then you get back into the flow with the finale, but you've been gone for 3 episodes in a row doing a whole entire thing with horrible villains with the clandestines who just Najma and her crew are just not great. So, the post-credit scene is the Marvel setup. But I mean, like, I even like some of the small things as well, like Far From Home, the drones that the damage control that they took, and you get the guy from No Way Home that comes back, Agent Cleary. That's cool. But yeah, I'll give Miss Marvel a C.
Not a great plan.
There's things that I like, but other stuff is not a great plan. But I do love Iman Vellani, and that got solidified through the Marvels for sure. Thor, Love, and Thunder. What happens when you take Taika Waititi, and, like, let him go full Taika Waititi? Because that's what happened, and I don't know, Taika Waititi just really wanted, like, to make a movie that was bizarre and just full on into jokes and not take anything seriously. And like Ragnarok mixed the jokes in with some really fun or really serious moments, and just like the character banter was so much better. and here it's just not as great at all. At all. And Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, I think her storyline with cancer is very moving, actually, but mixed in with some bad writing, it just... and bad jokes, just doesn't work. Chris Hemsworth is... he has to deal with this really bad writing, and it just doesn't fit at all. Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher is criminally underused, and he doesn't kill... he only kills one god on screen, and he's the God Butcher. Just a very serious villain in a very jokey movie just doesn't quite fit. The black and white fight at Black and White Planet is pretty cool, but like, I don't know, like, and CGI is not great in this movie either. The post-credit scene, you get Brett Goldstein as Hercules being sent by Zeus.
They will fear us again when Thor Odinson falls from the sky. Do you understand me, Hercules? Do you understand me, my son? Yes, father.
Russell Crowe, yeah, that Russell Crowe Zeus. I know Zeus is like a jerk in actual mythology, but I don't know. This was just a way too silly Zeus. And then Jane gets to go to Valhalla with Idris Elba's Heimdall, and that's really cool.
Jane Foster.
Heimdall?
So I'm gonna give Lord Love and Thunder a D ranking.
I wouldn't go in there for 20 minutes.
It just went way too silly and it just was dumb. It was dumb. It was straight dumb. So, yeah, I hope Thor 5 is much more serious, and it appears because Taika Waititi isn't gonna direct Thor 5 or write it, so that's going to be great, actually, at this point. She-Hulk Attorney at Law. So I think I was a little higher. It was like bottom of C. And just like since then, like the more I think about it, and then I rewatched it a second time, and it just doesn't hold up that well. I think Tatiana Maslany is great in the role, but they just need to make She-Hulk better. And of course you have Juan and you have Daredevil, and they carry, although I understand the criticisms of like Daredevil used to be like basically all practical, and then they mixed in the CGI and it doesn't look that great. So I definitely understand that. I do think episode 8 was probably the best episode of the series. That finale, just what were they thinking? Like making jokes about how bad like you're screwing up just doesn't work. Like, just because you're acknowledging it, like, do something about it. Don't just like make jokes about it and basically erase your like main plot line that's been leading up to it. um Titania could have been interesting if they gone into her backstory or anything about her, and we got nothing really about her to make sense of her as a character. We should have gotten the leader and not Todd the incel Hulkkin. Um, yeah, the just stuff did not work. CGI was bad. The post-credit Abomination gets picked up by Juan.
You took your time.
Emil, my apologies for the delay.
Yeah. You got sucked into another show, didn't you?
We're really in an era of peak TV. Do you have all your things?
Yeah. What's the guest policy at Carbitage?
It's
Shared fridge?
We're kind of all one with everything, then.
What about Wi-Fi?
Yeah, Wi-Fi.
I don't know, but Juan is awesome, but I don't know if that's really gonna come into play, but I'm gonna move She-Hulk down to a D.
I wouldn't go in there for 20 minutes.
It's amazing how badly they screwed up on this show and how the writers had zero idea how to write um a courtroom comedy that actually was funny. I will also bring up, of course, I don't hate it as much as other people, but like I don't know, I get the criticism of like the She-Hulk twerking criticism. I don't know. I get having fun, but I don't know that we need to have that in this show. But I'm not gonna like completely hate on it. It's a gag. There's been gags in the MCU before, so whatever. But yeah, we'll stick to a D. Werewolf by Night. Really, really cool. I haven't watched the in color version at the time of this recording. I want to. I should have done that for Halloween, but um the black and white version, like that's the uniqueness of this special, and I love this special presentation format. Actually, I mean, I know like in this case I would like to see like get to know these characters a little bit more. But like we didn't need a 6 episode series or whatever to go through this, and so like condensing it to this 45-minute hour-long special was a great idea. Good job, Kevin Feige. So there was some uniqueness. They didn't shy away from the gore. It was like an old horror movie. You get Werewolf by Night, you get Elsa Bloodstone for the first time in any media for Marvel, and or television media, and or movie media, whatever. And then Man Thing, Ted. So that's cool. I don't think it's better than some others things, but like I'm gonna give Werewolf Night a B.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
It's cool. I mean, it's a bit weird, but I'll allow the weirdness, and I like it. All right. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, probably the most one of the most emotional movies in or projects in this universe. Um this movie just got dealt such a bad hand with the loss of Chadwick Boseman. I mean, I was so excited for Black Panther 2, like when it got announced and like seeing where they were gonna take T'Challa as a character, and um just like yeah, just seeing where Wakanda went and this wonderful world that they'd established in the first one. Um and just so unfortunate, but they did the best they could with a terrible situation. Um I think like Namor was great. That was a great way to like reinvent this character from the comics. It would have been great to see T'Challa versus Namor. I wish we got to live in a universe where that was a reality, because how cool would that have been to see those two squaring off. Shuri did great though. Letitia Wright did great. Angela Bassett is incredible. She deserved that Oscar nomination, possibly even the win, because she gave such an emotional, such a great performance that felt very real. Um, and I mean, we got introduction of Ironheart, I guess, and you got Val coming in. Here, I guess, setting up a war with Wakanda. Um, I don't know. There's some interesting stuff too that I guess are implications from Secret Invasion with Everett Ross. I mean, did he get captured right I mean, I don't know. There's just questions from Secret Invasion. I don't think they should affect other stuff that they took from. So, um, I will give Wakanda Forever an S. Um,
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
it's great for what it could be. Um, it could have been even better than the first one. Had it gotten dealt better hand. The post credit as well, which is quite amazing, is T'Challa Jr.
Jose is my Haitian name. Ogubani. My name is Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa.
And I thought that that was such a cool thing and like set up that future generations can get a natural way to have their own version of T'Challa for years and generations to come. And finally, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Kevin Bacon, uh, the greatest hero of the universe. So, um, just an incredible decision, to pay off since the first Guardians of talking about Kevin Bacon and to just make this whole special revolving around, making it up to Peter Quill about Christmas and bringing in Kevin Bacon for that is just an incredible decision. Um, the music is great. Having this also be about Drax and Mantis doing this and getting us to understand their characters on a better level, because these are two characters that haven't gotten as much time, and I think it was great to see them be the ones to undertake this journey. Mantis was so much fun in this special. And then even just like moments like Drax throwing Mantis over the gate was so funny, because he takes everything so literal. And yeah, it's just so good. And even like the old like animation style for like the flashbacks was an incredibly good idea, um to deal with that. I mean, I full props to Marvel for that, because that was awesome. Um, the only post-credit scene is Groot as a Christmas tree, so that's cool.
Come on, Groot!
Groot ruined Christmas again.
Now we gotta have another special.
But yeah, I'm gonna give the Guardians Holiday Special an A.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
It's a fun time. So yeah, that's phase 4, part 2. Um Ultimately where things rank. So we have Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That is gonna go below Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Then we are going to have the Guardians Holiday Special. That is going to be above Volume 2, below Hawkeye. Then we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to go below Avengers Age of Ultron and above WandaVision, which I was so much higher on when it first came out, but again, I recognize the mess that it is, and also forgot to mention the alternate universe Mordo, and that we were completely robbed of our version of Mordo for that payoff. Then we have Werewolf by Night, which is below WandaVision and above the first 2 Ant-Man movies. It's still good. I mean, I don't think anything is bad, again, until we start getting into that bottom tier stuff. And then Moon Knight is gonna go below What If Season 1, followed by Miss Marvel. So they're gonna go a little lower. And then we're going to have Thor Love and Thunder and She-Hulk both in the bottom 5. just so many issues and what was wrong with these past couple years with Marvel Studios and what they are hopefully now fixing. So that's it for Phase 4 Part 2. Next up is going to be Phase 5, and we only have 5 projects to talk about, including our most recent projects. So get excited, and we'll see you all next time on The Tribe of Nerds.